So, whoopsie diddlins. Good afternoon. Now then, yeah. Right, we're back onto the hood. Now, all the Gaussian cable is now in, all the way round. I now have the two, you can't really see them all, but you can just about make them out there. The two extra anchor furlings, as you can see, the cable follows that quite well. So the anchor furlings are in. Yeah, and that, as you can see, makes the hull look a lot sleeker. It's a lot better than it was with just those bits of plastic that was sitting up on it. And they've gone on quite well. That degaussing cable going round it is probably too neat to be for when you look at it on the. It's a good job I've got nothing on it. It will be destroyed, isn't it? Banging the ship around like this. Now I've got on the way, ordered and coming soon, is the paints for this. Because all I've got to do now, what we're going to do now is we're going to do, let me just put the camera down. We're going to do these. There's 64 of them there. Well, actually, I think I've got 70 loud spurs. There's 64, 32 on each side. These are going to go onto the hull. And I've put my glasses into the glue. Aren't you a clever one? That was really, really clever of you. Good job I saw that. I'd have put that in my ears and then I'd have had super glued glasses, wouldn't I? Although it sets it's a long time setting, this glue. I think I said before, it will be put on with this. This stuff is absolutely brilliant. It's super glue, but it's an acrylic super glue. It takes about, I don't know, well, it takes an hour or so to set, even for them little ones. It takes an hour or so. So it's better to do it that way, because that way you can manoeuvre it. You can manoeuvre it around and you can work on it better. So as I was saying, I've got the paints coming. Now obviously this hull above here, all that south, can't see that because I've not got it pointed at the ship, have I? But all this hull, obviously above the boot line, once I work out where that is, it's a pale, it's a lighter grey, so it's a dark grey, light grey. I'm not painting the whole red. And then all the superstructure the same. That's a lot of paint. Yeah, well, I need around 180 mils, maybe a bit less. Going with Tamiya for probably 95% of it. What the hell have you done there? Oh dear. Just sort that one out. That's where I banged it, and now that's, look at that. It was on this side. It was on this side. So I bet the degausser has come up, and that's where I've almost certainly knocked that before when I've super glued it, and I've managed to knock it. I managed to catch that when I've been doing the other bits of degaussing. Idiot. Luckily it just super glued back down, so it's not a problem. What was I saying? So the paint, the upper grey, I need about 180 mils. But you can't really buy it in Tamiya. I'm going with Tamiya. So it's a Tamiya Minis. So that's irrespective. I've got 18 of them coming. And 3 for the bottom, just in case I need an extra one. A lot of that if it's too much, can be used on the Prince of Wales. Altogether, there's 31 bits of bottles of paint coming, tins, bottles, whatever you want to call it. 3 of them Everligio, steel concrete, which is for the 7/8 sticks. Steel, concrete and brass. For some reason I can't find that in Tamiya. And all the rest is Tamiya. So the dark grey, light grey, or dark medium grey for the hull and superstructures. Lacquer black for the boot stripe, because that tends to be, I found out that's a good one to use. Navy blue for the ship's, I think it's the captain's boat. haven't got white because I've already got white. So I always order my paint. I just saw an Iceland van go past, so that might be my delivery. I always order my paint from Amazon. I don't know why. I've always had Amazon Prime. 31 paints. When I put them into Prime, £186, and that's with free delivery. And what I would normally have done is I would have brought that, and then I would have brought half of that this month and half of it next month. I would pay about 80, 90 quid. And I thought, well, let me just check. I'll just check Tavia, just to see what colours they've got and see what they've got on their site. And then I came across all these other model shops, e-models. The same paints, 31 paints, £65. That's for delivery, that's £4.99 delivery. £62 I think or so, £62 something. So Amazon are marking up, well, almost three times the amount you're paying on Amazon. £186, I think it was £54 on Amazon. £65, 64 or so on e-models. Wonderland models would have been good, but they only use DPD as delivery. And they rubbish delivery for here. That's a shame. So these are coming via raw mail. £65 compared to 186. Never will I buy paint again from Amazon. Ever. Absolutely unbelievable. I could not believe how much Amazon were marking up paint. I know they do it with a lot of things, but most of Amazon is pretty good on Prime, not the paint. So these are going on the hull here. This is where you've got to be careful because you've got to try and keep this hull up. We've had it. Right now, where are we? Hopefully you can see this. So I need to get that as close as I can without it falling off the table, obviously. So these are going here, along here. I have to do something about that. So you want the first one out really to see what you're doing. So let's just put one there. Absolutely typical, isn't it? That's upside down. Now the reason you need this paint to take forever to dry is because when these go on, you only need a little bit of glue on. Don't need a lot. But the reason you want them, you don't want to use normal super glue, because normal super glue will dry almost immediately. And what these have is what they call a wriggle that goes above Sorry, I need to concentrate. I should stop talking now. Right, there you go. So I don't know if you can see probably can't see it very well, it's too. Where are we? Where's that one I've just put on? But there is what they call a wriggle above them. It's a terrible light situation in here, unfortunately. You can't really see it, can you? It's really bad. The light is so bad in here. Right, there it is, if you can see it. You might just be able to see the space between at the top of there. It's the wriggle, if I'm pronouncing that right. Now that is basically an umbrella. It's the rain. It protects from the rain. try and get that closer. So it protects from the rain. So obviously you've got to get that bit at the top. You've got to get that dead right. You've got to get central. I can see down through that, so that's not fine. And these will all be glazed from the back. Now that now will take about an hour or so to completely dry. Whereas if I use normal super glue, which I tried once before, what happens with that is it literally cures immediately with things that with something this small. The super glue almost cures the minute you put it on. It's so small, I don't know where that's gone. It's pathetic, isn't it? They're so tiny. It's so nice to be able to do this. Well, it is and it isn't. This is the thing with photo etching it. This stuff is so tiny, trying to turn that over. Oh, it's impossible. Oh, that's gone in amongst all them things. Look, no it hasn't, it's fallen there. Right, now. Alright, there you go. So you have to get this the right way around to start with. So what is nice using this, let's see what they come off of. And the incentive you get is once you've emptied that first line of photo etch, it's nice to see the photo etch. It sounds a bit weird, but seeing the photo etch strip coming away is actually, you know, the bits disappearing off it. It actually gives you that little bit of incentive because you know you've got a little bit of it, you know you're getting there. So that rolls on very, very carefully. There you go. I can see through it. There you go. Just needs to come out a little bit. Now also what we have with these are the small portholes. Now unfortunately they haven't supplied any of these for the small portholes. They've only supplied them for the big ones. So these are too big, sorry, for the small ones. They'll end up with all the portholes looking the same size, which obviously they weren't. But at the bottom of that strip are small portholes, covers. Now you can see them properly. Oh, there you go. You can see the ones at the bottom there. They would be closed. I suppose they would go on as closed portholes. I don't really want all the portholes closed. So what I'm toying with doing, which is going to add a huge amount of work to the model, and it's going to be a heck of a job to do, is I'm toying with actually getting it. I'm doing the, let me get up for it, Jesus. I'm getting the rig holes off of them so that I can actually use the rig holes on the top, the umbrellas on the top, to go over the top of the small portholes. I might be chewing a little bit too much off there because they are tiny. And to cut one of those bits off would be a heck of a job. It really would be a heck of a job. Bye-bye. Now then, I'm trying to pick these things up the right way round. If one turns over, you should pick it up. Right now. And so what you get is the reels I could manage to put on there. Not typically. Little cocktail stick, I've got nothing on that. It's touching it. It's a good idea to try and line it up. Oh, there you go. Bye-bye. This is the good thing about photo etch, isn't it? It either works, or it does work, or it's a real pain. I think I should probably put something over that to stop the photo etch falling into it, shouldn't I? Might be a good idea to believe in doing that. I've got that there because if I don't have it there, the whole. I hope I'm not. I'm probably covering it over, aren't I? So this is very time consuming work, of course, because there's 64 of these to do. And once you've got them all in place, you then have to leave them for maybe a day. I prefer to leave them overnight. You then need to run over them and run your hands across them to make sure they're all glued in. There's nothing worse than doing this, painting, and then finding out the strength of the paintbrush on them. Whoopsie-diddling will just be enough to move them. And once that happens, of course, you're knackered. So you do that before you. So that's not looking too bad now. I mean, obviously you won't see any of this once it's painted. Right, can you see them now? I don't know if you can pick them up now. Trying to get this. Where are we? We're here. Oh, right, okay. So we're here. So now you can see I've got the first three in. And they're looking all right. They're going to. And that's that loose piece there, look. That's stupid. You're going to ruin that. Right, I need to do some work on that. Be careful with that. And this is the port side as well. So what's going to bug me with that is once it's displayed, you're going to see that. I have to sort that out. I hadn't realised I'd caught that. One of the big downsides to photo etch, I suppose. Right, so where are we? So I'm working along this way. I could. We're going that way. So them three are in. That one is just out. That's better. Of course, you've got to try and keep them in line. You can put some tape across. Get one in, put some tape across, and then follow the line of the tape. That looks all right. You can base it on this line here, as long as you keep them within a cocktail stick along there. You should be all right. Let's see if we can get them the right way up to start with. This is, like I said, a part of the model that photo etch is weird. I don't like photo etch, I'll be honest. I've said it before. That's got probably just a little tiny bit of glue on that from doing that last one. And that's all it takes. It's all it takes. One tiny little bit of glue's gone on it. So I'll cut more out. For some reason, they've given you about 450 of them portals. Maybe more, maybe less, maybe about, there's 42, I think there's 45 on a line. I'm sure I counted 45 on each side. I'll learn not to gab along as I'm trying to do this at some point. But then what would be the point of doing the video? I've got too much glue on that. And now I've forgotten what I was saying. Totally, completely gone out of my head now. It's something that I do, isn't it? And this glue, by the way, dries absolutely crystal clear. So if you do get any like that one that's gone inside the porthole, it won't make any difference because they're going to be glazed anyway. So you could almost use this glue as a glaze. In fact, I'm not sure if that's not what it says. It's for Phototech and clear parts. So you could use it as a, I've never used it. I use the oh, what's it called? Bottle of it over there, crystal clear. I use the crystal clear for glazing, but I reckon this stuff might do just as well. Let's come up. I don't know if you can see that there. Let's come up. That's 4 on, and that's taken 21 minutes. Now I've got the camera sideways, the tablet sat across sideways now. I think when I watched the video back yesterday that I'd put up, I had the camera the normal way up, and I think that makes it it comes out, well, it just looks weird. I didn't realise that. I haven't got any on the actual model. Try to put some on the side, you knit. Put it on the inside of the thing, so this will be a test because this is filled in there. Now that I've done it, I may as well fill it in. So we'll see how that one comes out actually, as opposed to crystal clear. So I'd like to see that one. If I like that looks not too bad. Camera's probably not picking that up all that well. But where am I? Right, that one there. So the glue's gone in there. I've got to stop touching that bit, knit. So I can see in that now. That'll be interesting to see that. I'll leave that and see how that comes out. Because if that comes out all right, that looks quite interesting. That looks really good. There's a little bit of, well, it's glass, but they call them dead eyes, don't they? They don't call these portholes, they call them scuttles. And the glass is a dead eye, they call it dead light. So this is interesting. If that comes out, if that does dries, this thing says that takes about 6 hours to dry absolutely crystal clear. Whereas the crystal clear in there only takes about 15 minutes. 15-20 minutes and you've got the equivalent of glass. But that has gone right because this actual plastic is quite thick. So this goes in thicker than the crystal clear. So we'll have to see on that one. If that comes out as good as it could do, I might just leave that. I might just use that as the glass instead of the crystal clear. This is where you need about 20 cocktail sticks. So that when you get a bit of glue on one, you can turn it around. Actually, that's pointless, isn't it? Here's me saying I'll keep that like that. But of course, once I come to paint it, I'm just going to paint over that. But I'll be able to see what it's going to look like And then if I like it, when I come to paint it, I'll take it out, I'll drill through it. Because I've got a feeling that once it's painted, well, it will cover that in, won't it? So I'll have to work and see tomorrow what that looks like. There's a bit of glue there. So this glue might work under there, but you want proper glue or super glue under this. And once again, it just says for. The trouble is, I've used this glue on a couple of bits, and on the bigger bits, it doesn't really. It is good for. It might be good for photo tech, as they've called it, i.e., photo etch. Might be all right for that. But I'll make this the last one. Well, the last one that I'm videoing anyway. So let me just get this one. Oh, that one's come out of place. See what I mean? You can move this around. Whereas if I'd have done that with normal super glue, that would have been set and I wouldn't have been able to have done that. So I won't video all of these going in because it's going to take forever. It'd be about a 6-hour video, which is no problem. I don't mind 6-hour videos. Actually, I don't video record for 6 hours. So YouTube lets you put 6 hours up, doesn't it? Actually, no, they do. You can do a 10-hour video on. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That's the first half dozen in. 1, 2, 3, 4. First 7 in. So that's the first 7 in. So let me put that down. Let me just swing the camera up. Now then, if I can get this flat and straight, you might be able to see it a bit better. So we've got the first 7 in just along there. I always forget the way that cameras look. So let's put that down very carefully. Right. I really must do something about this light, mustn't I? Because the light is just absolute rubbish. It's it doesn't really. I can switch that. I can switch it round. I keep looking at on Amazon. I'm thinking about getting some diffuse light systems around because I've got a 100-watt bulb up there. And it's still not light enough. So that's 7 in, and that took. I've no idea because I can't read without glasses. No, that didn't take too long. Less than half an hour. So that took just on half an hour to do those 7. So to do them along that line would probably take an hour. On the other side now, 2, and there's the same on the bow. So I reckon it's going to take about 4 or 5 hours to do all these portholes. But it won't take that. It'll take longer because I have a little, as I will now, I'll have a little rest now for 10 minutes. So that's that lot done. Well, then 4 done. And then there's, as I say, there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 20, there's 40 odd small portholes on the other side. Although these ones on the bow, you can't see what I'm talking about because I'm not good there. These ones on the bow, there's 4 there. They're very close to the degorging. But even if I can get it's probably not going to be worth doing it, but if I can get those riggles, the umbrellas, see if I can get the light better. If I can get the umbrellas off those small ones and put them over the top of them, that'd be more realistic. But I reckon that'll take hours. And they're going to be so tiny. I mean, you're talking tiny, tiny, tiny. I think I did get one off. I tried to get one off just to see if I could get it off. I think I put it in here. Oh, there it is. So this is what I'm talking about. I don't know if you're going to be able to see that. Where are we? Where the hell am I? Oh, it's almost impossible, isn't it? It's just here. Yeah, you see, it's so small. You can't see it, can you? This I got off of one of those small ones. So I don't know if you can see that. Just make it out on the tip there, look. That's the rig hole, the umbrella. And I'd have to cut 40 out of them, 42 of them, from 44 off of those small covered ones. Which won't make any odds because they're not going to be used for anything. I don't know why they put so many on. There's 45 on each line, roughly. And there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 lines of the big ones. So 7 45s. 7 40, what, 28, 280. Well, 45, 90, 40, 80, 120, 135, 270, 270, 280. You know, there's near 300 of them, plus the other ones, the smaller ones. Well, there's not 300 portholes on the HMS Hood. Even got, I mean, there's some on the superstructure, the upper decks, but there's not 300 portholes on this model. On the hood injector, there are not 300 portholes. So there's way too many, so that gives me all them extras, which I can mess about with. And as I say, I can try and add the rig holes to it, but it will be a very hard task. But we'll see. If I can get one on, I will do it. If not, well, I won't. Because this is now getting very close to being able to prime it and then get it up to start to get the painting done. Seems like it's getting somewhere, because that's just the hole. It's taken a couple of weeks to get this hole to this, so then it'll be another. And I'm doing this, I'm not going to do it in sequence with the instruction booklet. If I did, the next job after this, when it's painted, would be to do the centre deck, and then would be to fit the decks on, glue them in place, sort of thing, and then work on the shelter deck, middle deck. But what I'll do is I'll work on the bow deck first, stern deck first. That's got less details on it. I'll paint that up and do all the details on that first, then the bow deck, then the centre deck, then the shelter deck. So it all works. The instruction book has, if I go by the instructions, I would have put all the decks in place at this point. You would then be putting you'd be building this centre deck up. So you wouldn't be doing the bow deck, so you'd be doing all this work before doing anything. And that's all on the centre. So this is stern, this is bow now. So bow. So the stern deck starts at page 27. So this is where I'll start. I'll do that deck first, because once that's put into place, then the middle deck goes over the top of it. So I'll do the stern deck first. So working on this model, it will be working on the stern first, bow second, centre deck third, and then this top deck, the shelter deck, will be the start of all the really big work. So by the time I get round to working on all that with the funnels and the bridges and everything, all these decks will have all the little bits and bobs on. So that's it. I'm going to now carry on with doing all them portholes, tidy up that bit there which I've knackered, and then hopefully you've enjoyed this somewhat. I do gab on a bit, but I've got to admit I'm sort of probably a word for me. I watch my videos back and I quite enjoyed them. So hope that's who's that on the video? Oh, that's Daisy on the TV screensaver. So I'm going to get on with those. Hopefully by the end of today, maybe tomorrow. Might be tomorrow. I'll probably just do one line. I don't spend hours upon hours on these things. I'm going to do that. I'll do maybe another bit later on. 1:15. I'm expecting a food delivery from Iceland, which I thought I was asked before, but it obviously wasn't. So I reckon today, tomorrow, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, maybe by the weekend I might be ready to start priming it. If not, that'll be by Monday or Tuesday. I reckon about this time next week I might have the first coat of paint on the bottom. And that's where you've got to be really careful then, because we've got to turn it over to paint the bottom. I've got to remember that I've got the two photo etched anchor fairings on, because if I just turn the model over and bang them, it's going to smack them off. So I hope you've all enjoyed this. I hope you've seen a bit more of the model, a bit more of an idea of how this thing goes together. I've still got about 60 odd of them to do, and then you get an idea of how this model actually works. And I've said it before, and I'll say it again, Trumpeter are really above and beyond. The kits are so good. I've got the Prince Eugene, and that's Trumpeter, and the Bismarck, which is Trumpeter. So the way to go now. They really are very good. Tamiya is still brilliant, don't get me wrong. Revell are good and bad. Revell I've done a lot of Revell models. Titanic was Revell. That model up there is Revell. Where are we? That's the Enterprise. You can just about see pointing at the camera. Absolutely pointless. You can see just above the light there, that's the search and rescue vessel, and that's Revell. The Enterprise is, of course, Tamiya. I've done a few Revell aircraft. The problem I have with Revell is you get so much flash on them, it's unreal. There's very little flash on this. I've not found any at all. So Trumpeter are really, the way to go. So I digress. Right, thank you for watching, everybody, and I'll see you all again probably about a week. It'll be a week or so before I've got them in. Maybe next week at some point, Monday or Tuesday. I'll put it up when I start painting, and maybe do the first few brush strokes so you can see how the paint is going to go. You probably don't want to watch me just priming the hull, because that'll take ages and ages. So hopefully you've enjoyed this, and feel free to comment on anything you've heard me say or do, anything you've seen. And I look forward to seeing you all in a week or so. Thank you very much for watching.